Hey everybody, welcome back to Quali-Tea time. So, the news, it's mostly Christmas plans. Of course, you can expect that. I live in England, it's kind of the national thing. It's really more tradition than, like, theology in my family, but I imagine that's the case for a lot of people these days. And naturally, I have two of them. So I've got one this coming Sunday, which will be, like, with my mum and her side of things, and then I've got one on actual Christmas Day, on Tuesday, which will be with my dad and his side of things. And somewhere in the middle of this, I will hopefully find some time to work on some other things. Christmas has always been busy, but it's gotten more so over the years, as, like, things partitioned, I think is the word I'm going to say here. I think that's the kindest word I can use. So, yeah, I'm gonna be all over, and consequently that does mean there won't be a stream this Tuesday, because... well, firstly, I imagine people are going to be a bit busy to watch it. Secondly, I'm going to be a bit busy to actually do it. So, yeah. You'll also note on the note of building blocks that there hasn't really been a VOS in a little while, and that has been mostly because a lot of the stuff I've been working on doesn't really translate to something I can put on camera, so... I can go in, I can have a picture of the code and walk you through it, but really, that doesn't really translate as readily to people who aren't necessarily particularly involved with code and that kind of thing. So we've done a lot of work on mounts, we've done a lot of work on pets, we've done a lot of work on the wargs and the wargs, but it's been mostly sort of like engine kind of code, so not really stuff I can really show off. I can't really concoct a scenario where I can show that off, but nonetheless, we will be seeing some stuff. The wargs have recently gotten their new model, so we should be able to show off like a few pieces of their AI and that kind of thing once I've finally finished like nailing it all down. So look forward to more VOS in the near future, but just not the past little bit. There was also meant to be a Dead by Daylight video recently, showing off Legion and the current winter kind of situation. That didn't happen purely because my sleep schedule has gone to complete pot, as it frequently does when the weather changes. So I have been trying to nail myself back down to my usual schedule of working from 10 AM to 10 PM and then in bed by like 2-3 o'clock, which is mildly enforced by Archon, who shuts off at 2 o'clock, so that is the absolute latest I can work, unless I turn him back on, in which case I can work for days on end. So yeah, I need to not do that, so consequently I'm enforcing myself on my, like, working hours a bit, and that means occasionally that things don't quite get done in time on one day, so they have to move to the next, and so on and so forth. On that note, though, plans for the new year. The next vlog you see will be, like, the day after, like, Christmas Day, so I don't know how much time I'm going to have, or how much energy I'm going to have, but hopefully you'll just see a whole ton of presents. So I'm going to talk about New Year plans today, and video content-wise, because you're on the YouTube channel watching this right now, I presume, unless it's been embedded somewhere, in which case, where? But I have a whole ton of plans in terms of videos. So we're going to be seeing a casual series on Factorio. We're going to be seeing some more indie town games like Edgington was. So the first one I have lined up for that is Goblins of Elderstone, which is very much in, sorry, I'm going to say beta. It might be alpha for all I can recall off the top of my head, but it's nonetheless a very cute game, and you have to be very, very careful in your early steps in that game, I've found, so look out for some videos on that. I am also going to be doing a new Minecraft series. This won't be a storyline one, but it will be on the new Patreon server, once I hear back from AT Launcher on the new pack for that. Fingers crossed that's by, like, New Year's, but I can understand them being busy at this exact time of year. We're also going to have some new streams coming along, so we've got one lined up for Warframe, because that's the duality of my community, is very much that they're between Warframe and between Destiny 2, so I want to get both of those sides represented and such. We're also going to be doing a crafting stream, so I can actually do some sewing and maybe some other things on camera, and that might not necessarily have a dedicated project every now and then, it'll just be things that I'm wanting to tinker with that I like on a given day. And we'll also have a general chilling out stream, because I have a nice, like, spot to just, like, sit and read now in my office, so, you haven't seen very much of it because I'm still working on the Kindle, but nonetheless, it will be back. And, that will hopefully be its own little stream that we can do as well, so every week you'll just have, like, a 3-hour span where you can just come to my Twitch, and I don't know, maybe I'll read a story to you, who knows, because heck knows there's a lot of books I should be reading anyways. And some things that I'm sure people are going to like hearing. So I still have footage for New Helena, 2 episodes in fact of New Helena. I still have a lot of footage for Factorio with Strife, and I would very much like to continue the story of the Lost Hands. So these are all stories that are going to be coming back to the channel. You might not see them on a weekly basis, but they will be back. And those are going to be my high margin kind of series. Those are going to be the series I spend the most time editing, rather than the usual kind of ones that I've gotten into a nice calm rhythm of filming, editing, releasing, that kind of thing. So those are coming back. Things are very much going to be spinning up over the first few months of 2019. I'm going to be easing in, so you won't see all of this at once, because that would kill me, just to avoid burnout. And I'm also going to try and listen more to my alarms and systems and lists and whatnot that are supposed to manage me and make sure that I stay organized and regular, like my 10 o'clock workday ending and all that sort of thing, just to try and make sure I accomplish this stuff at a rate that doesn't cause me to be incapable of doing anything, because that wouldn't be very fun. In general, 2019 is meant to be a year of growth and productivity. I want to grow the channel, I want to grow the community, I want to grow the patron into a more concrete kind of state where I'm not just surviving, I'm potentially being much more prosperous, that kind of thing, which allows me to do even more stuff, like attend conventions and get better gear and check out new games, that kind of thing. So yes, 2019 for me is marked to be the year of growth. I'm going to try very hard to try and get things running up at a much bigger scale than they are currently right now. Exactly what scale, I have no idea. Nothing in, like, content creation is ever certain, so we'll see exactly how far I get with that. But that's what I got for you so far. So have a happy holidays, and here's the schedule. On Saturday at 9 PM GMT, we have the Carousel, where we once again have an open house spinning the wheel to find out what random game we'll play with the patrons. And then on Monday at 9 PM GMT, we have a Christmas Carol with our annual viewing of the film of the same name starring Patrick Stewart. On Tuesday at 9 PM GMT, we have nothing, because you're all probably going to be sat around a table getting stuffed full of food or otherwise opening presents. So, hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all as ever next time.